Hey, what's up? It's Rich with Thrill the Treasure channel. Hey guys, long time no see, no talk. I'm back, and today is the day we're going to pick for the first gold coin winner. I apologize, I was going to do it Monday. Been kind of under the weather for a day or so, so didn't want to wait too long. So we are here. Okay, we're going to knock that out first and foremost, guys. Okay, here's what I did. I took the comments. This is the video. And I took the comments. There's 137 total, but between my responses and stuff like that, there's about 80, I think, total, roughly, give or take. And I took every username over here, okay, and then I actually put it into a Word document over here, all right? So what I'm going to do is cut and paste all these, okay, copy, and then I looked at a bunch of them, and this is pretty much the easiest one, the best one to use. Let's say then I can paste those in here like that. Okay, and there's all the names. It takes out the duplicates, which is nice. So there's 73 total. Okay, so again, guys, here's the gold coin. That's the back. And I apologize, I'm still getting used to the software. So on last video, my face wasn't blocking half of it. I apologize for that. Here's the back of the coin. And here's the front of the coin, 1876, beautiful coin. I've talked enough about it. Okay, so everyone's in there. And here is for the winner, guys. Now, I'll say this real quickly. If you don't win, don't get discouraged. I know I would probably at first, but understand that I'm going to give one away, one every week, every couple weeks. At the most, it's going to be 2 weeks in between. So, but probably every week especially to start with. So, you know, if you keep on playing and putting your name in and being involved, it's not horrible odds. Much better than a lottery ticket or whatever. So, and I want to make sure everyone's involved and having a good time. By the way, the comments were absolutely great. I'm going to get into those after this real quick. Okay, so here we go. This is the winner, guys. I'm going to hit start, and it will pop up. Good luck. It's kind of cool how they pop up some names. Then it slows down. It'll show some names. Winner. Missing 1,000 years. So the winner of the gold coin, the first gold coin, is missing 1,000 years. Congratulations. I'm going to send you a message, response to your comment, and get with you on the best way to get this to you quickly and safely. I want to get it to you by Friday. And also, this isn't mandatory, but I would like to set up a call or a quick little conversation with everybody that wins. So just so you guys verify and hear that they actually get the coin, okay? I mean, because technically, someone could do this and say they send coins and they never do, okay? So I'm missing 1,000 years. I'll get with you if you want to jump on when you get the coin. If you want to jump on a quick call with me, we can, or a video conference before one of the videos, and just talk about how much you like the coin or whatever. That'd be great. Okay, guys. So that is the winner, and we're going to give one away on Friday. Now, I said I was going to record going to the store and buying the new one, and I went to do that, but the 3 local shops I have here in Indianapolis, not one of them had a gold coin. I know it's hard to believe. I can't believe it either, but it's the truth. That's how hard they are to get a hold of. The one I bought that I just gave away was at a place called the Lost Dutchman, which is north Indianapolis, and I've had that for a little bit over a month, I guess. And so I went there first. They didn't have any. Then I went to a couple other places around, even closer to my house, and they didn't have any. So I'm in contact with all of them, and they should have some in the next day or so. Okay, I want to try to stay away from buying them online and then have them sent to me, and then me sending them out to you guys, because I like to feel it, see it, touch it when I buy it. I don't want to get ripped off. I've been getting ripped off with buying the books online. I've got ripped off on a wall map. It's unbelievable what's going on up there. So I really want to buy the gold coins in the local shops. Okay, so if the only way I won't is if we just continue not to be able to get one, and I can't make the giveaway work, then I'll like buy 3 or 4 at once online. Make sure it's a reputable dealer and all that good stuff. Okay. So that's the winner of the gold coin. I'm going to just make this video real quick, guys, content-wise. I know I was going to go into kind of like the next step as far as like we talked about, you know, the first hint being a riddle and the keyword, opening that up. The next content video, I'm really going to go into that, okay? I want to keep this one kind of light based on this being the giveaway video. First thing, guys, if you notice on my screen, this is my website. This is not ready yet. Okay, so I will announce it. This is kind of like the start of it. It's pretty cool. There's going to be like a find the treasure, going to be like a everything Fenn treasure section. There's going to be a blog section, and then just kind of some normal stuff. I'm going to like do the most recent video here, and I'm doing this mainly, guys, for us to have a forum. So in the comments, you guys there's so many people that make such good comments, like really good comments. This was probably the best comments I've ever gotten on a video this week. And I don't think it was just because of gold coin, because you guys could really put anything that you want. You know what I'm saying? You could just say, I want the gold coin, and you'll be entered. But some just really good feedback. I think the overall feedback as far as the lawyers goes, and there's a group of people that thought that he spent the money, but instead of most of the money went towards like a trust or something like that, and not the research for the location. And that was kind of a pretty prevalent idea from the comments, which I think is definitely possible. Forrest doesn't say that. He says he spent the money. He doesn't mention a trust or anything like that as far as, but he very well could have did that. All right, so that's possible. I tend to think that the money was spent on all the research because lawyers are so expensive. And I think that makes that question still very interesting. Okay. And you guys know me, like, it's all opinion, and I don't like run with anything like hardcore. I just kind of put it in the back of my mind most of the time and have it as an option. Okay. So basically that's what was up with that. So another comment that was made that I thought was really good was someone was talking about how Forrest had, and you guys go in the I'll actually call this person out on the next video, but someone made a great analysis. Basically, it's like Forrest has said every time that he talks about it being found in a national park, he talks about how you have to wait 30 days, right, with the park ranger, and they have to see who owns it, they have to hold it in essence, right? But then if you ever notice, this person had mentioned that when Forrest gives his personal advice on basically what to do if you find the treasure, he says to put it under your mattress for 30 days, or under your bed or whatever, right? And wait and kind of just get your bearings and consult and figure out what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Now the question is what's that mean for the 30-day wait for the national park? You know what I'm saying? It's really interesting. Him saying that, in essence, does it kind of make national park not a possibility? You know what I'm saying? It kind of does. Because you can't give it to the park ranger for 30 days and also keep it under your bed for 30 days. So is that a slip up? Is that a tell that it's not a national park? And therefore, wherever it's found, you don't have to go through that process. So it's not in Glacier, it's not in Yellowstone. It's more of a national forest or BLM land. So I really like that comment. I think it's a very astute comment, very good comment. That's something that I would definitely, I wish I would have caught that. And again, I will, if you guys look through the comments, I'll definitely give this person a heads up on the next one. I forgot to do that. I don't want to like scroll through right now for you guys. But, or, maybe it's just he meant after the park ranger has it for 30 days. Is what you guys can see as well as that just is kind of a strange 30 days with the park ranger. Then they decide to give it to you, which then it'd be public anyway, right? Well, there'd be people that would know. So why would you put it under your bed and wait 30 days then? Because things would already be in motion. There'd be third parties already involved. So for saying that, I tell you, it's really affected my thoughts. And again, I haven't made like concrete decisions on it, but you guys know me. I've always thought, almost for a very long time, that's in a national park, or excuse me, a national forest. I do not believe it's in Glacier. I do not believe it's in Yellowstone. I think it's in the national forest area. So it obviously confirmation bias hits me there. Okay, so anyway, guys, so that's my website. I'll let you guys know when that's up and running, and then we can take from the comments. We can go into the forums and really get in more detail, go back and forth, and our little group can talk about these videos and anything else, the other people's thoughts, just like this guy's thought. This is excellent. And kind of that's really what I started these for, and I'm excited to have that, okay? Let's see. So I want to touch on one thing today real quickly. And it's this comment, and then it goes into something else that I think that people, for whatever reason, completely ignore. And it's a huge part of my potential solves and my potential areas. One of the potentials that I have. Okay, we've all read this. It says some folks correctly mentioned the first 2 clues to me in an email, and then they went right past the other 7, not knowing they had been so close. Now, that's such a tantalizing comment, right? Because it's just like, you wonder, how is that possible? How can someone figure out the first 2, and then he says went right past the other 7? Okay, the way he says that is very interesting. Okay, because how do you go past 7 clues? All right, think about it. If they're, let's say they're like let's say there's some distance between the clues. Okay, say you're not a micro solve person where you think they're really super close. Say you think there's I don't know, half a mile, okay, between each clue. Now that's pretty large for some people, I know, but just think that. How could you solve the first 2 and then past the other 7? Well, you got to walk what? You see what I'm saying? Like 3 or 4 miles to pass all of them? Okay, that doesn't seem very realistic, does it? Because for one, it's a long distance, but for 2, you'd probably more likely notice one of the other clues possibly during that walk. Okay, so this comment does a couple things for me. One thing is, it really is a huge indication or a hint that the solve is kind of a micro solve, okay, where clues 2 or 3 through 9 are extremely close based on what most of us have thought in the past. Okay, I'm not saying they're like a foot, or they're within all the clues are within like one area, like small little area, but we're talking maybe it's an area of 1,000 feet or 2,000 feet, something like that. Okay, and I think this lends to that, because I think that's much more realistic of how you could walk past or pass by 7 clues, right, and not recognize it. But still, whenever I thought about this, I always thought, well, still, how would that be possible if you're in that area and you're walking 1,000 feet, all right, or 500 feet? How could you not recognize all these clues? I mean, we know them so well. We think about all the possibilities for each clue. How could we see 7 clues visually within 1,000 feet and not even potentially or even recognize one of them? And I don't think that's possible. Okay, I don't think that's possible. And you might miss 1 or 2 or 3, right? But how do you miss all 7? Okay, now secondly, just visually, and secondly, just like the way to describe, right, in the poem, it's just hard to visualize doing this. Okay, but there's one scenario that makes it much more realistic to me and much more possible, right? And then I tie in a comment that, like I said, this is the next comment is what I'm speaking about, is I hear very, very few people talk about this. Okay, and the comment is this. This is on Illinois Ghost WordPress, another one on his WordPress. You can trace down the roots of this if you want. Let's see, where is it at? Okay, someone asked Forrest if the treasure was on a mountaintop, or in some context like that, okay? Forrest answered, it's not on a mountaintop, maybe close. Now, this comment to me, other than the keyword comment that I mentioned in the last video, this comment to me is one of the missing links with some of the most serious searchers. All right. Now, I do have a video on my site or on my YouTube. I think the title is the Forrest Fenn treasure on a mountain. Okay, you guys can go to that if you want to and check it out. It goes into a lot of detail on this, on why I think it's on a mountain. And it all started with this comment. Now, the word maybe isn't for sure, of course, right? Maybe close. But you got to ask yourself a question. Why would Forrest say maybe close? See what I'm saying? So he could have easily just said, no, it's not on a mountaintop. But in my opinion, and again, it's just my opinion, if he would have left it at that, when it was found, possibly, someone could have came back and could have called out that exact comment and said, hey, listen, that was extremely misleading. Because, yeah, it wasn't on a mountaintop, but it was dang close to a mountaintop. So by you saying that, you totally threw people off and you lied. Right? So something that made Forrest add maybe close. Now, for those of you, and there's a lot of you guys in the comments, and I don't blame you, that think that Forrest misleads by not just withholding information, but also like classically misleading people. For example, saying maybe close when it's not close at all, right? Maybe it's not close to a mountaintop. It's in a freaking, in the bottom of a canyon, right? Or in some pasture or plains area. So that would be what would that be? That would be a possible lie. Okay, maybe close, maybe not. Guess you have to figure it out yourself. The question is, do you think Forrest would do that? All right. And in my opinion, I do not think he would. It doesn't make any sense to me because it'd be much easier for him to say, nope, it's not on a mountaintop. But again, his conscience, his thought process, in my opinion, made him add maybe close. Okay, so what does maybe close mean? Right, let's just go with my opinion, okay, and say it is on a mountain and somewhat close to a mountaintop. Like, what's close mean? And how does that scenario work? Now, I got a lot of pushback on my video about it being on a mountain and about it being really hard. You know what I'm saying? That's too hard for Forrest to get up there, the climb, and all that stuff. And I just don't understand that. Okay, and I can do a new video and break it down if you guys want on how it could be hidden on a mountain and even close to the top and be really easy to get to and fit all the scenarios. And in fact, I'll do one thing real quick. Let's pull up the Forrest Fenn poem. I'll do this real quick while we're doing this. But I don't think that. I think it's not like we're talking. Some mountain that no one's ever been on, that there's no trails on. Okay, this is whatever. If it is on a mountain and it's on a trail, you can go up. There's trails up this thing, and the way it goes up in elevation, okay, it's not like it's straight up. You know what I'm saying? It probably goes and slowly goes up in elevation. Okay, now obviously at some point he said that's not on a human trail. At some point you go off the trail on the mountain and you go to an area that's off trail, about 500 feet from the trail. Okay. Now, a couple things that I think also point to it being on a mountain, okay, is there'll be no paddle up your creek. So he's saying up the creek, just heavy loads and water high. So we got up, we got high. So right there, those two sentences right there point to water at elevation. All right. Now we all know the comment, or some of us know the comment where he said, what's wrong with me just throwing my bike in the water high and, you know what I'm saying, and hiding it? I think he's referencing to riding a bike to the treasure location instead of taking a ride from someone that actually had asked him if he needed a ride. He basically said, what's wrong with me taking my bike out there and then throwing it in the water high? In that context, if you go back to that and look at that deeper, he's not talking about deep water, okay? And there's a couple other scenarios where he's talked about water high. He's talking about water literally high, not deep water, but water up in elevation, like a pond or a lake or a spring up, okay, up above, okay? And then obviously up the creek. I'm trying to think if there's anything else through here. Let me just look really quick. And again, it's been a while since I've looked at some of these, like broke this Broke this part down. Okay. But anyway, so let me tie this all together, and I won't ramble on too long, guys. But I think it really ties into this. Okay, because just imagine this. Okay, I was going to do like a little drawing with paint, but I didn't want to embarrass myself. Okay, you find where warm water halts. Okay, we're getting where warm water halts. Warm waters. Excuse me. I also got in trouble with that for not saying waters plural. I apologize for that, guys, on the last video. I know it's waters. In fact, I used to think that was a key word, waters plural. But anyway, begin at where warm waters halt and take it in the canyon down. Not far, but too far to walk. Put it in below the home of Brown. Okay? I think that more than likely that clues 2 through 7 are the reason why people are passing it up is because they're not going up. Okay, they're not going up the mountain. They're not going up in elevation. They keep on going past. Okay, so that's the scenario I'm talking about. That's how you cannot identify clues 2 through 9 because you've never seen them. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing them because you're not going up. You're going past, and so you never see them, and you just pass them right by, and you're not missing them by like not recognizing what they are by seeing them through with your eyes. You're actually literally not seeing them, which I think is the only way a lot of people, in my opinion, can miss them, is just not seeing them. And again, this is just my opinion, but if it just makes complete sense. So just kind of think of that walking, and then if you go up, clues 2 through 7 or 3 through 7 are revealed themselves. But if you don't go up, let's say maybe you go a little, like maybe there's a path going kind of on the side of the mountain and then back down, or you just don't go up it at all, you go clear past into the next area, you completely pass them up. So anyway, just a little bit of food for thought, guys. This is a absolutely massive part of my solve, I'll tell you that. I think Home of Brown could be a mountain, okay? And I think that if you start matching up the upstream, water high, if you start matching up how people have been within 500 feet and then 200 feet and how that could be, if you think about it being above their head, okay? Again, if you start matching all these different kind of like bits and pieces of like things that don't make sense, and you start looking up in the scenario of elevation and being on a mountain, it starts to really make sense. What I'll probably do just for myself is I'll probably do an animation showing you visually, but I'm going to try to make it like really good. I'll probably have someone do it, help me do it, so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, because I have it in my mind visually what I'm trying to explain, but sometimes it's hard to get out, you know, and make it understandable. But anyway, that's really about it for this video. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to go too long. One quick cool little thing. Sorry, I can't help. I've been wanting to say this for so long. Let's see here. Where is it at? Let's see. Guys, check this out. If you get a chance, Google bronze disease. Okay, I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of detail, but just Google bronze disease and tell me what you think, how this would fit in with it being buried or not buried. Now, I know a lot of us has went past that and we don't think it is buried. I'm one of those people. But for me, this is a really, really, like almost like the final verdict on if it's buried or not buried. Bronze disease is very interesting, okay? And when it's coupled with gold, what happens to the bronze, what happens to the gold, and just Google it. I think it's a really cool little thing to look at if you're one of those people that still can't figure out if you think it's buried or not buried. Kind of look what happens when you bury, if you bury that bronze chest with all that gold in there, what might happen to it very quickly, as opposed to if it was like out in the open, but hidden in a way, like in almost like a tomb or whatnot. The difference between the two. So, all right, well, I've rambled. Sorry, guys, but next video I'm going to go into more of the keyword, going into that next part that I talked about last video, more of the deeper stuff. This is just for fun. But tell me, guys, what you think about the mountaintop. Do you think he's just messing with us, or do you think if you start plugging in everything, it starts to be a possibility that it might make sense? And I will have that animation ready for the next video. All right, guys, I appreciate it, and I'll get with you guys in a couple days with another video. I'll find the gold coin, and I'll announce the next one. We'll get the comments and get that one out. And 1,000